What's going on, y'all? Johnny Yammy coming at you. Doing a little work on the Yammy here. Had a problem with a fuel pump. All right, so let me tell you something about this. Took the old fuel pump off, took it apart. Now, I don't have a video of me replacing the fuel pump. There's 50 million of them out there. They're pretty straightforward, but I want to show you this. Here's the old fuel pump. When I took it apart, the membrane was very stiff. If I can get this. And you can see there's a lot of old ethanol gas in there. Now, I run ethanol-free gas. I bought this motor used. I had to replace a carburetor and now the fuel pump for running gas with ethanol in it. And guys, pay a little bit more and run ethanol-free gas. It'll save you so much time and grief in the future. But I want to show you what it does. Not only does it make the membrane stiff, but take a look at here. And that's why we got leaks coming out and we don't have good fuel pressure and the motor just runs rough. It'll idle good, but for those of you guys know, if you got a bad fuel pump, when you go to you idle for a while and you sit there and you go to gas it up and go, and it just sputters and kicks and carries on and just does not do well. So I was in my process. I'm going to take this out and repair it. Start looking at the parts. It costs more to just get the membrane, and replace parts in it than it does to get a whole new fuel pump, which I think is ridiculous, but it's just the way it is. So I bought a new fuel pump and I have installed it. But what I really wanted to show you was there's another reason we might have had some issues here too. Is if you look down in here where our fuel intake is, started getting a little gas down in the stern of the boat, and not sure why. And I want to show you something. I'm going to take the Yammy fuel connection in. I'm going to go stick it in here. I have to look off the camera to get it in there. All right. Okay. So, anyway, you can see gas is leaking. I got pressure in the line there, so gas is leaking out of here. But I was getting too much gas coming out, and it's getting in the stern of the boat, and it's making me a little nervous. So I'm going to put this on and see if I can show you what the deal is. If I can zoom in. And if y'all look, if I can get in there, you see the clip? The clip is not seating down in there correctly. Okay? And I know you say, oh, it's not pushed on there far enough. Hang on, let me get back again. It will not go. You can try to push it, but it won't go down in there. And I realize what the problem is, and it's and this probably will contribute to getting some fuel, some air in the fuel line too. But let me show you what the problem is. This clip, from being pushed on so much and not being depressed, is bent right here. And you see it actually should be a little bit closer to this plastic here. It is bent in so much that it will not seat down on the post where it's supposed to clamp onto. So when you go to put these things in, guys, and I tell my kids this all the time, don't just get it and jam it on there, because that stub will bend this. And sometimes it'll bend it too much that you will not be able to clip it on there. You need to lift it up, get it past it, let go, push it on it, and you should hear it snap. If you don't hear it snap, then it's not in there good. So I'm going to take just a second and bend this out with a small pair of a little screwdriver, and we'll see what happens. Here's a little better shot. You can see the clip is just barely hitting the back of that post right there. Again, the ends are cleared, but the middle is not. So, and it is a little difficult to bend just the middle without bending the whole thing, but with a little patience and a small screwdriver and some needle nose, you can do it. All right, just get you a small screwdriver, a thin bladed screwdriver, like this. Go down there. You don't want one too thick, because actually where it's bent is more in the middle than on the edge, on the sides of it rather. And so you just pry it a little bit, open that gap up. Okay, if those of you have possibly, and this can happen with any connector, whether it's Evinrude, Johnson, same thing, Yamaha, Mercury. This little clip gets bent, then it's not going to attach around your retaining little post there. Now guys, I've bent the clip out just a little bit. I've started it on just to show you where you need to be. And guys, keep this clip lifted up until you see the point of the retaining pin come out, because if you don't, you will mash the center in, or the center of the clip here. So now that I've got it bent out and we've got the retaining pin through, we can let go, and if you just push, if I can do this, you heard it. Oh, my camera got it. Yeah, you heard it clip, and that's it. And when you hear that clip like that, you know you're in. If you don't hear that clip, you might be leaking gas. So be careful, and if you see gas down in the stern of your boat, or you're smelling gas, double check that. Also double check your lines, but double check here if you see gas leaking out around here, because more than likely your clip is bent and you don't have a good seat. All right, well, I hope that helps you out. Again, this is Johnny Yammy, and take a kid fishing, and don't fret the small stuff, because it's all small stuff. And you know what? Treat people nice, you'll look better, and you'll live longer. Johnny Yammy.